What's going on YouTube and cryptocurrency family? My name is Harry and I am the Crypto Vet. Thank you so much for tuning back in. I really appreciate you. I know that there's lots of crazy things going on and I didn't really have time to do a video today, but it's really important because this stuff happens real fast, so I was going to try to get that out to you as quick as possible. And I said, if you really like getting these updates from me as well as all the other crypto YouTubers and stuff, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, comment on the videos, share them with your friends, do whatever. If you're not following me on Twitter, this is my Twitter, XRP Veterinarian. I'm the Crypto Vet, it has my full name there, and I post when I go live streaming, featured charts, things like that, trades that I plan on entering and things like that. So, be sure to tune into that, as well as my Discord community is growing. We're talking about crypto and lots of things, so please, if you're interested, all of this is free. You don't have to pay me anything, just support me by hitting that button. All right, so let's go ahead and get started on CoinMarketCap. Bitcoin did take a little bit of a dump, not much. We'll go to the charts here in a minute. We're at 13.4. Ethereum was at over 400 and then came right back down, and XRP is below 24 cents. Let's see what the biggest gainers are. Looks like we have Ampleforth, Aave, some of the DeFi coins going up just a bit. Anytime Bitcoin goes down, some of those will go up a little bit, mostly because of their pairings. And then we have ABBC coin being the biggest loser at 13%, but if you've been in the crypto space, you've been watching my videos, we know that this isn't quite that big of a move. We can see 30 to 40 to 50% dumps happen overnight, and that's kind of what we're going to get into today. So first off, I'm going to start us off on the 4-hour chart for Bitcoin, and we can see here I've kept all of my patterns as we've gone up in this uptrend, just to kind of give you an idea when we've been looking for breakouts and other things as well. This one could also be drawn here, which I think is actually a little more accurate, but we're still in an uptrend. We did have a high, a new higher high set up here at 14,102, maybe a little bit higher than that. Then we came back down, we found support at the top of this ascending channel here, came back down, and we're back on our original trend line here. Okay, but what does that mean for us right now? Well, to do that, I like to look at other time frames, both shorter term and longer term, to kind of give us an idea of what's going on. But first, let's go to bigger. Let's zoom out. When in doubt, zoom out. Okay, so we're on the weekly candle chart here, and this big dump here, which let me get the measuring tool out, was close to about 60% dump here. This is when the coronavirus started to take its toll on the economy and everything in the United States. This was back in February, March, and middle of March of this year. And this is when people were starting to get scared. This is when we started to have the lockdown. And ever since then, we've been having a nice steady rise up. And right now, we are at the top of this channel. And there's kind of two ways you could draw it. You could draw it like this, showing that we're finding support on this channel. Or you can take what information we have now and you can say that we are still in a channel, and because we haven't set a bottom or retested here, because we don't really know if this is a pattern we can confirm. The reason I'm bringing this up is because I'm worried, and I like to stay level-headed. Bitcoin could go to the moon tomorrow. We could see $20,000 Bitcoin because of the election, and finally people know who's going to be in office here in the U.S. So if you're not in the U.S., tomorrow is the election day, November 3rd, and we will know by most likely the evening tomorrow or Wednesday morning whether or not Donald Trump or Joe Biden is the next president of the United States. The thing that worries me is other countries right now are locking down for Corona again. Places like France, the UK is doing some lockdowns. I think I heard Austria, Germany, and other places. Well, the last time we did lockdowns and had the start of that kind of news, we had a big dump, and that dump was 60%. So let's just say we had a 30% dump from where we are now. That puts us right at the bottom. Oops. That puts us right at the bottom of this current ascending channel, right? Which, would be healthy for Bitcoin because we have been going up for a while, right? Every time we seem to have a little trend. So as we are hitting up at this top, this is a huge time for people to short the market and try to get some profits and earn some money, right? So I'm very, very cautious right now, and personally think that we will have a dump regardless of who wins. All of our politicians here are fighting each other over stimulus and things like that. It's just not good stuff. People are saying they're going to riot if one person wins. Other people saying they're going to leave the country if all this crap. all this crap is happening. So, you know, there's something that I really want to make sure you guys are aware of, and this is on the weekly candle chart. So, and we've definitely seen dumps in 1 week that were very equivalent to 30%. So definitely something to be aware of. But let's go ahead and zoom back in on the 4 hour here. And on this one, I'm showing that we had a descending triangle here. And a descending triangles, if you've been watching, typically break to the downside. And as you see here, this one broke to the downside. And if you take a measured move of this descending triangle, from where it dropped down, it came right down to it. It's just exactly on it, and it's finding support on our previous support line here. Now this is a key point for Bitcoin. We can either start to come up here and go back up to go up again, or we may drop down, test this, and then from there we have support all the way down. Each one of these dotted blue lines, or a solid line here in this case, is where the price has been held strong. And you can see that in our VPVR here we have a lot of traded range and a lot of people willing to buy because they're waiting for it to go to the moon. And that's a good thing, because we want people to go, once they got it, like, I'm happy with this, I'm not selling till it's more. And that hodling mentality is what gets the price to go up. Simple supply and demand. If you've got a huge supply and no demand, well, it's not worth much, right? But if you've got a high demand and low supply, price goes up because people are willing to pay a little bit more to get it. So that's just kind of my little spiel here on Bitcoin. I'm really worried that we are going to have another correction down, only because we've been doing really good here. And, you know, going back to, actually we'll switch this weekly down to the daily. You know, when we had our first big pump here, we rode it out and had this perfect little Bart Simpson pattern. We had a reverse Bart Simpson pattern, so if you just took it and flip it over and we broke to the upside, well, right now, what could we be forming? You know, what trend are we making right now? You know, we could have a broadening wedge forming, which is a bearish pattern here, and that would be a drop from here down. You know, we could have tons of other things come through. We just don't quite know yet. So just something to keep an eye out for, because, you know, these markets tend to just wreck some people if they're not ready for it. So, you know, the mentality is if it does go down, don't sell. If you're hodling, just wait it out. Wait it out if you can. You know, right now maybe isn't the best time to dump a huge amount of money into it if you already have a good amount of money there. If you are new to the space, definitely get something. Get you whatever you can under your belt. Whether it goes down or up, you don't want to be the guy who misses out if Bitcoin does go to 20,000. Even if you have 50 bucks, that increase, your 50 bucks is now going to be worth 88 or 105, you know. So whatever the case may be, you know, it's always better to have a little bit and just hold on to it, and don't panic sell, because most people buy here and sell here. And what's the term? Buy low and sell high, right? But don't get scared into selling it just because you see it go down, trying to cut your losses, because you're better off actually holding and waiting for it to come back and than just trying to get out of it. All right. So going to Ethereum, we're here on the 4 hour chart. We had a nice pump all the way up to 405, got rejected, and then came all the way back down to our daily exponential moving average. This here's the GAN fan that I put on. I believe it's the GAN fan one. Yep. And I was just doing this to see, and I actually put this on from the low to the high that we had that matched where more candle bodies were over the zero line, and before the top was at the zero line, and this 0.25 here, right as I was literally drawing this, it just started to drop. And I was like, man, I wish I would have looked at this chart a little bit sooner, you know, but name of the game, right? That would have been a wonderful short to enter in as we rounded up on this top. Look at this long wick here at the top, a reverse hammer. This is signifying there's a lot of sell pressure right here. Not much buying. Very, very likely that we would have come back down to test something. A drop this big, wasn't expecting that. I would have expected more of about a $5, $7 drop. But we're down here and we're finding good support. And just like I said, this candle wick is really long to the upside. This one's to the downside. Not a true hammer candle formation, just because we don't have this all the way at the top, which is showing that we did have some selling pressure here still. So people are kind of going, I don't know if we're ready to go up yet. And you can see that that line, if we just kept extending it out, is still below our moving average. So, you know, if you don't have any Ethereum, I'd still just try to get some, because this could be, you know, the cheap prices that we see. But also, you know, again, don't bet the farm on anything crypto. Only bet what you're willing to lose when it comes to crypto. And then for XRP on the weekly time frame, it does look like we could be forming a very, very unfortunate bearish descending triangle here. However, I've seen these before in XRP, and it does something completely opposite. So, you know, technically the technicals are saying that we have a higher chance to break down, but when XRP has formed these bearish descending triangles, the drop usually is recovered up very, very fast. So, you know, we may be able to accumulate a little bit more while Bitcoin's doing its thing, because technically this is an altcoin, and as altcoins usually take a hit as Bitcoin's going up, because money's going into Bitcoin. When Bitcoin goes into a good correction, we can get a little mini alt season, because money is going away from Bitcoin back into the other cryptocurrencies. So this is something to look out for. If we were to come down, we'd definitely potentially be seeing 16 to 17 cents in the most extreme. However, the 20-cent mark right around here is where all of this volume comes back, and I would definitely expect, you know, to see maybe a nice little hammer curl to tell us, oh, nope, that's too low of a price. But just something to keep an eye for. We may be able to accumulate some more XRP. The part with this descending triangle here is it's also coming out of a bull run, so this uptrend here. So triangles or pennants after a uptrend tend to be continuation patterns of accumulation to get everybody, you know, settled on, okay, the price was good, we're good, and then we make another little pump up. And again, if we were to have another pump up, we would be retesting the 34-cent mark, and then potentially up to, I think, about the 42 is the next, or right here, 34, nope. Next one would be 42-ish. Okay, so that's going to be it for today. You know, let me know what you think on the video. Thank you for all the likes and comments on my Post Malone costume. It was definitely fun dressing up like that and doing the Twitch stream. Stay tuned. Come back to Twitch here later today. I will be streaming again, and you know, we can talk about what is to come with crypto. And if you have new questions, I've definitely been getting a lot of new people, and I'm glad to have you here. So if you haven't, like, subscribe, hit that Discord, XRP, follow me on Twitch, and catch you in the next one.